Good morning, we are shortly arriving in Stockholm. There is still a lot of snow on the ship and there is plenty more to come on the coming ports as well, which I'm really looking forward to. Just look how beautiful it is as we are coming into Stockholm. We will be going through some ice sheets, so I have popped some videos in and I will keep quiet because on some of them you can actually hear the ice cracking as we break through. Now I know we've all seen that film with the iceberg, but there's something really calming and quite serene and quiet about just gliding through these ice sheets. But anyway, have a close listen, try and hear through the wind, but it's very, very calming, very, very peaceful. So there is a fair bit of footage of us just cruising through the ice sheets and then onto this next area where it's slightly a bit more melted, but we do eventually get to Stockholm, I promise. It's not all just this, but it is a nice view, so just watch this and relax. Okay, so we are very close to docking, but first let's go and grab some lunch in the main dining room for a change, not the buffet. Yay, we're finally off the ship. So we did get a bus into the centre of town, which takes roughly 20 minutes or so, depending on traffic. But as we are also in Stockholm overnight, we have technically got 2 days here. So this is our first day going off and exploring Stockholm. The last time we were in Stockholm, which was a couple of years ago, again on another cruise, we got the train in from the port to the centre of Stockholm, and and obviously wandered around for the day, and then coming back in the afternoon, it was a very, very close call as the trains had stopped running, which is a common occurrence apparently in Stockholm. So if you are going to take the train, be careful and make sure you've got enough time if you need to get a taxi, which is what we had to do the first time we went to Stockholm, because there were no trains running and we only had about 2.5 hours to get back to the ship before it departed. And we've made it to Stockholm. Let's go and explore. So a few little fun facts about Stockholm you might not have known. I think everyone knows that Stockholm is the capital of Sweden, that's number one, and I'm pretty sure everyone knows that. But if you don't, there you go, you learnt something new. But also Stockholm itself is actually built on 14 islands, which is not something that I knew. But yeah, so that's quite interesting. And it also has a nickname of Venice of Scandinavia. I can see why. Stockholm is really pretty and it's very picturesque. The currency in Stockholm is obviously the Swedish krona, same as in Sweden, and card is accepted as well. Here's something I'd be very surprised if you already knew. On Easter, the children dress up as witches and go trick-or-treating. So like we do over here in the UK for Halloween in October, the children do it on Easter. One thing about us is when we travel in other countries is that we don't always stick to the tourist paths. As you can see, we've kind of gone off the beaten track and just kind of make our own discoveries and make our ways around and see what we discover.
Dragons or something. The end of them.
Now this bit here reminds me a little bit of the Vatican in Italy, just this curved wall here. Now one thing about us is we are not like most people. When there is danger or something, people run the other way. But no, we see 4 people with guns and we walk towards them. Are we the only crazies that do this, or is there other people out there that also like a bit of an adventure? But they're smiling and she does say hello. Let me know in a comment what you would have done. Would you have walked towards them 4 people with guns, or would you have walked the opposite direction? Or would you have just stood there and waited for them to pass? We've been to a few countries now where it's been quite a common occurrence to see some sort of armed guards in the streets, obviously just making sure there's nothing going on. So we're kind of quite used to it, but for someone who's never come that close to someone with a gun, it could be quite intimidating. Stockholm is a really lovely place, especially with all the snow down. If you do get a chance to visit Stockholm, then I definitely recommend it. So we're back on the bus now and heading towards the ship. As it's an overnight stay, you could stay out all night if you wanted to, until the next morning, as far as I'm aware. Here's a tip for all you cruisers. Make sure you have got your passport with you when you get off in port. If for whatever reason you do become a pier runner and you do not have your passport on you and that ship sails, you are going to be stuck. Unless your next port is somewhere quite close you can get a taxi to, which a lot of the times they're not, you're not going to be able to fly anywhere because you haven't got your passport. So make sure if you're getting off a ship, make sure you got your passport on you. And here we are back at the ship and back onto Ambience. Back on board and time to warm up with a nice hot chocolate. A few more clips of us heading out and enjoying the sunset as we do. Thanks for watching, we really hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share, and we'll see you in the next one.